Hey guys, today we are back at the bench taking a look at our new GForce Arms Blade. This is a 9mm PCC that we offer in an 8-inch variant as well as a 6-inch variant. We'll be disassembling the gun and looking at the spots to maintain and some reassembly. To get started, all we're going to do is make sure that the gun is unloaded and safe. We'll start by pointing the gun in a safe direction, taking the magazine out, and making sure the chamber is clear. Next, we'll be removing our receiver pins. The first one is located on the front of the lower, and then the second one is located on the back of the upper. To do this, we'll just take our dowel tool and push these out. Once these are pushed through, we're going to click our firearm onto the fire mode, and the upper and the lower will come apart. And then we'll just set our lower receiver aside for now. Next, moving on to the back of the firearm, we're going to remove our back plate. To do this, there is a push pin in the very back of the Picatinny section. We'll push this in and slide our back plate up. Once we remove the back plate, we'll take our flathead screwdriver and push down on our guide stud and rotate to the left or the right. Just be careful as you're relieving pressure off of this spring, it will try to push back on you. Just make sure it doesn't shoot out of the receiver. And we'll remove our guide stud and recoil spring and set this aside. Next, we'll look and flip over the upper and take a look inside to our bolt carrier. And we'll slide this bolt carrier all the way to the back of the receiver and then turn the receiver over, and the bolt carrier should just drop right out. We'll set this aside as well. And now that we have our firearm fully disassembled for a field strip, we'll take a look inside and lubricate any of our friction points between the bolt carrier group and the upper receiver. And at the same time, be sure to just spray down your recoil spring with some CLP, or just brush it with some CLP if it's really caked in. To reassemble, we'll take our upper receiver and make sure we have the front of the bolt carrier group, and we'll drop this back into the back of the receiver. Push down until you hear it click into place, and then slide this forward. Once we have the bolt carrier group back in the receiver, we'll flip to the back of the firearm once again and take our recoil spring and guide stud and push this all the way through, and then take our flathead screwdriver, push and turn until it's locked into the receiver. Then moving on, we're going to take our back plate and push down on this retaining pin and slide our rear plate into place. Once that's finished, we're going to take our lower and our upper, and we're going to push this back into place. The big thing to look for to get it aligned correctly is to look at your upper receiver and lower receiver and make sure that this stud sits in the location that it's supposed to for the lower. Once these two pieces are back together, we'll push our upper and lower receiver pins back through. And once we've pushed our receiver pins back through both items of the firearm, we should be fully reassembled. Just make sure to click your firearm back onto safe and rack the slide a couple times and pull the trigger just to make sure that it is functioning properly. And that's how you disassemble and maintain your GForce Arms Blade.